So I would like all of you to kind of give me some reasons why you think you as a business owner can fail or business owners fail. Just throw out some random reasons.
Lack of focus.
About that one?
Lack of direction.
Yes.
Giving up too soon.
Giving up too soon. That's a powerful one.
They stay in their own headspace too much.
Staying in own. I'm sorry, I'm writing this down because these are all really good.
Not having a daily plan of action.
No plan of action.
Listening to negativity.
Boom.
That's huge. Don't know what their why is.
Yes. Very powerful. And everybody should contribute. You're all business owners. You've all gone through something. You are going through something. I go through this every day as well. So you are not alone. So don't be afraid to speak because speaking is part of what is necessary in this business. So make sure you share something. Someone else is feeling that right now.
Learning how to prioritize time to
Perfect.
dedicate to your business.
That's a really good one. Time management is a huge problem.
Yeah, time management is a problem because if you have another, full-time job, it's kind of hard to, get those times differentiated between the two so that you can have the time you need to put towards what you need to do for this job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people on the team are going through this. I would say at least 90% of the team members are not full-time.
So then that makes me think of a lack of transition plan for those who are full-time that would like to dedicate more time for insurance business.
That's a really good one. Any more ideas? Block scheduling.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. So these are the ideas that you came up with. And I'm going to read it out because I wrote down what everyone said. Okay.
Oh, Alice just chimed in.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Said that many people don't share that they even have a business.
Ooh.
Huge. That's huge. The secret agent, 007.
Not sharing they have a business.
That's
I'm
a
gonna
good
write
one,
that
bro.
down. It's a good one. Okay, so I'm going to repeat it back to you. So we all know that this is what everyone came up with. There is a lack of focus, lack of direction. We give up too soon. We stay in our own headspace. We have no plan of action daily. We're listening to negativity. We don't know our whys. Learning how to time manage. Lack of a transition plan from part-time to full-time. And not sharing that we have a business. This is pretty strong reasons why any of our business will fail. Very strong reasons. Any one of these, if it continues to keep happening and you don't stop it, it will tear your business apart. You will quit. We see this every day. If you're in the messenger chat, you will see there's hundreds of people in that chat now, because we've come across many, many, many agents. We're all building our agencies. And in that chat, from time to time, you will see people who leave. It used to be very triggering for me because I used to be very offended. I used to be like, why would they leave our awesome team? But I had to learn to just not connect myself to someone else all the time. If I am doing my part 100%, then I should not connect myself to why they feel like they failed at this, right? They are going to leave for their own reasons.
Yeah.
Maybe they figured out they're not as dedicated You don't
Hey,
have to
hey,
for it.
that this is not in this industry only. When I used to teach dance, and I had dance students, and I used to teach dance, and then suddenly I'd find out uh my one of my dance students quit, and they would usually quit without telling you anything because they're so embarrassed, right? So
Yeah.
I would be so offended. Literally, one student of mine, we were at a national championship. We were about to go on as a pro-am team to compete in the national semifinals, and we are standing in line to go on. And she turns to me and says, "Oh, by the way, I'm moving to Germany next week." I'm like, "What?"
Great timing.
Like, what? And this student was worth about 7,000 a month for my income, because she would come in 2 lessons every day, and she was a competitive beast. She would compete every month, once a month. So, when they come and compete, train hard, that's kind of what your student, that's where you make money from. And she just like, oh, I'm moving to Germany. I'm like, what? She said, oh yeah, my house sold. I'm like, she sold her house, she sold everything. And I was the last person to tell her over this weekend. And next weekend I'm leaving. I'm like, what are you talking about? So I would go into be deep slums of emotional roller coaster. So this is happens all the time
But
in
at least she
every
didn't ghost you, right? At least she didn't ghost you. We get that a lot too, where you're working with a client and
yeah,
suddenly, and you think that client's gonna sell or purchase a
or agent,
policy or
yeah.
an agent. You're working with an agent. Oh, this happens to us a lot. We're working with an agent, and every day an agent is on the phone with us 2 hours every day. I'm spending time with them. There was one agent,
Oh yeah.
he worked with Raza 3 or 4 hours because he was not tech savvy, but Raza doesn't care. He'll, walk you through it. Then he would call me and I would sit on the phone with him for 2 hours and help develop his marketing plan. He just needed a lot of help. And he was living at a senior care center. I mean, what is it called? Not assisted living, sorry. It's above 50, 55 plus community. He was
Oh,
like 55
55
exactly,
plus
youngest
living.
guy
Yeah.
there. So he had access to a lot of annuities. He could
Oh,
have
yeah.
done a lot of Medicare, a lot of annuities, a lot of health plans. He was literally there. And I said, son, you have a lot of access to people. You have no problems. You just need to learn how to market properly and efficiently. And he's like, okay, okay. And we worked with him every day, every day. And then he decided to move on out of nowhere. He just said, sorry, he just didn't call, didn't do anything. And we're like, hey, did you decide what needs to happen? And he just kind of just left, ghosted us, right? And we're like, man. And we were so angry for at least, 20 minutes. We were angry. We were fuming. We were like, how can he do that? We were working with him extensively. We spent so much time developing everything with him. And then he just disappeared on us. And after 20 minutes, we're like, oh, well, that's life. Okay, okay. And then you get out of it, right? Now, again, I have a collaborator so I can pull myself out of that funk. You sometimes don't. And
Yeah.
I know that's a problem. And that's why this collaboration meeting was very important to us. And we are encouraging that in the team. And that's why Dominic and Jamil have office hours, because it's a collaborative effort to get you out of your funk and get you moving. Sometimes you may not even be coming out of the funk, even if you're around people, but it needs to happen. You need to feed off of somebody else positive. So I'm going to say some of the reasons that I had wrote down for training purposes of why our businesses fail or can fail. We have an overreactive fear of failure.
Ooh.
We're so ready in our mind that everything's going to go bad. We are going to fail. That you've prepared for failure already. How many of you have gone through that?
You're preparing for failure. Unconscious.
You can raise your hand. You can pipe up. Again, this is an open session. We should all be talking so no one feels like, oh, everyone's perfect. No one is perfect. No one is successful 100% of the time. And make sure you make people feel that way. It's very important. You're a leader.
I go through that every day.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. 100%. Fear of failure. Okay.
Imrana has to slap me back in place,
Only Zena and Amy have gone through that.
Only Zena and Amy. Come on.
But fear of failure happens to the best of us. And And it happens mostly when you're about to get on a call. You're already setting yourself up for failure. And it happens one call out of 10, one call out of 20, one call out of every 3. It happens to all of us. Where sometimes we're sitting there and we've already said, I'm not going to get this client. I already know I'm not going to sell this person. And then you get on the phone and you do all your stuff and you're nervous and you're scared and in your gut, in that pit of your stomach is already sharing this communication intel with you that you're going to fail, and then you fail. Right? It happens. But it cannot define your life. It cannot be in your head at all times. You will leave the group chat, you will leave Wealth Makers, you will leave Experior, and then you'll go find someone else and you'll use everything as an excuse of why you failed. You'll say, well, the team wasn't right for me. The leadership wasn't right for me. My teammates did not help me. My uplines did not help me. But you
The
didn't tell
insurance
us.
company declined my client.
Yeah, the insurance company declined my client. Well, that's part of the business. My client rejected me. My first 3 clients said, no, this business doesn't work. And that goes into that one giving up too soon, right?
And you take that from one company to the other company to the other company.
Oh,
and
yeah.
without noticing and realizing that the problem is always internal. It's you.
Yeah. If you have moved to 5 different companies, today's the day you have to stop.
Yeah.
If you have moved to 5 different companies in your financial lifetime, and you are saying that the company is the problem, the people are the problem, at some point you have to self-reflect and say, hey, wait a minute, am I the problem? It's okay to self-analyze because you have to correct. If you are moving through life never correcting yourself, I'm sorry for you. You're not growing. You're falling backwards. If you're going to be successful in the business, you have to self-reflect. So failure is part of our journey. We have to accept it, but not give up and keep failing enough times. Failing forward is a term, right? Failing forward. Just keep failing enough times that it becomes a learning situation. Every failure teaches you something. How many of you have dated many people? Have had a couple boyfriends?
David is an expert.
So are you, Raza? No, but we are so open to dating people and giving people chances and failing in relationships, and we accept that as part of our life plan, that eventually we're going to find success in a partner.
Yep.
But in business, we give up so easily. We're like, this business doesn't work, and we quit. You don't quit on finding a partner. Well, because you're not only thinking with your brain, right? You're thinking with your heart. And don't put yourself in nobody else think nasty. But you're thinking with many parts of your body, right? How about thinking that same way for your business? Having that same attraction, the same lust, the same care, the same concern, the same drive for your business, and not just a partner. It's an inert need to have a partner, right? So you do all these things. You go through crazy people. You go through obsessive people. You go through people who have lack of emotion. You go through narcissistic relationships. And you really, really found some insane people in your life. But you keep doing it. You don't give up on that. So why not do that for your business? Don't give up on your business.
David, why are you smiling, man?
It's the best relationship you can have because it could be very fulfilling. And your business is more in control than your partner. Your business is more in control than your partner. You can never, ever control your partner. Your partner is their own person. True. But your business is exactly what you put into it. So have that same love for companionship. Have that same love put into your business. Your business will be your companion for the rest of your life. You just haven't treated it like that. We spend 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours a day with it. Don't you spend 8 hours a day with your work?
Yes.
And how much time do you spend with your spouse or partner at home? 1 to 2 hours? And maybe you fall asleep with them for 8 hours? but you actually spend with brain power usage, maybe 2 hours, but you spend more than 8 hours of your brain, your heart, your spirit at work. How can you not develop a winning relationship with your work? If your work is failing, your business is failing, it pulls over into your family life as well. Usually, your family life is affected negatively. How many of you have noticed that?
Excuse me.
Russell
Or
has his hands.
or vice versa.
What was the question again?
When your business or your work is failing, your financial life is failing, it always pours into your family life. Your
Or-
relationship
Yeah.
fails.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Or your
Yeah.
relationship is failing.
Yeah, every
It affects your work and your business.
Yeah, because you spend 8 hours of your day, it affects your mental health. It affects everything about you. It affects your whole body. But we only give that respect to relationship. No, give that same respect to your work. If you're unhappy at your workplace, it is gonna pull over into your life. It definitely will affect your relationship. You will not be happy. But if you love what you do, if you put passion in what you do, have a business on the side, build that up, put passion into it, pull drive from it, 100%, you're going to be much happier overall. You're going to show affection to your family. You're going to be able to give them a lifestyle. Imagine going on a vacation because you did well at work or had some extra side income from the business. You are going to be much happier. Your source of money affects your life. So give it respect. Don't treat it with, I'm going to fail. Give it respect and say, I'm going to win, because everything in your life has a direct relationship with it. If you want to win in your relationship, you need to win in your business as well. And all of you are capable of winning. Nobody said you have to, you're going to win only if you join this company. No, there are many people winning at Primerica, WFG. There's so many companies out there with so many winners. Or you might say, I don't have a good team. That's why I haven't hit senior manager or executive director. No. You
Yeah.
have a great team.
No,
Some
you're
of
right.
it's
So,
on you.
and like there are companies out there that top comp plan is 65% or 75%, which is like their what's called SMD levels. Guess what? We start at 70. But those people at 65, 75%, there are people there making $2 million, $10 million a year, still at that low level. So you're right. It's not about the comp plan. It's not about the company at the end of the day. It's about you.
Absolutely. We like to put our negativities on other people, our failures. We like to blame. But now we're 50 years old and we're still steady blaming people. No. It has to stop. Stop that bad force in your life. Accept failures, learn from them, and move on. We always say learn from your failures, but some of us fail to do that. We fail to learn from failures. So number 2 reason I wrote is we have a lack of support system. And this could be in many facets. It could be work support, it could be business support, it could be network support, it could be friends and family. You could be sitting in a home right now and your spouse is not supportive of your business. And I have heard this many times. I'm not going to say names, but I've had phone calls. How do I get my wife or husband's buy-in? They don't love what I do. They don't support me. They think it's a scam. I'm like, why do they think you just got a license from the state of Texas or whatever state you're in? Why would they think you're a scam? You had to do fingerprints. Like that's serious business, right? Some of us had credit checks. You're not a scam. But their spouse doesn't believe in it because it's not a traditional 8 to 5 job, because we've been trained that way, right? We've been brought up with a school system that you have to be somewhere from 8 to 5 with Saturday and Sunday off to be a part of a normal structure. If you sway a little bit from it, you're doing something wrong. You must be a drug dealer. It's a weird mindset. I took my kids out of regular school so we can reset their mind. They don't need to be 8 to 5 employees. They don't have to be. Give your people, your friends, your family make them understand that we have choice. The Industrial Revolution brainwashed us. Educate them. Most educated authors and, highest sellers, coaches would talk about the Industrial Revolution. Go look it up. How it's affected us. Why are we not entrepreneurs? But people can come from India and overseas and start a business here and be successful. But we as Americans continue to work for these people. Why is that? And I'm not trying to be political or there's no racism involved here. I'm just telling you that we are not entrepreneurial as a community. We are not. And we don't support each other. We're too jealous or have a distrust, general distrust. How can you change that? Call your friends up that have businesses. Have you asked your friend what you can do for them so they can ask you the same? How many of you have done that? And I know some people post that post. Oh, my friends never support my business. But have you done the same to expect that?
No.
Have you asked them and called everybody and shared on your page actively that my friends have a business, support them? Hey, friend, what can I do? Can I come help you? How can I help you market? Have you all done that? We all have business owner friends, all of us.
Yeah, have tagged them and do a couple of good lines about them on your Facebook page and tag them, and look at what the response is going to be. They're going to be like blown away. Corey does all the time on his Facebook wall. He'll go and he'll tag a person and talk good about the local business, and that's why he gets businesses from them.
And social proof is huge. If you're not monopolizing on social proof, which is social media posting, you are sitting on a gold mine and not utilizing it. Social proof is huge. Tag your friends, share about their business, recommend them, call them, develop a relationship so you are creating referral sources for you. Someone just put that in the chat. Alice said send them referrals. Yes, that's how you send referrals, when you develop a deep connection with other business owners. Spread prosperity to receive prosperity, right? If you are not spreading prosperity, you're not giving to others, why are you expecting prosperity in return? That's not how it works. It's a give and take relationship. That's how the world works. If you put a seed in the ground, you have to give it water. You have to give it sunlight in order for it to grow, or nothing will grow. It's a give and take relationship with everything, with every success. So make sure you are giving prosperity into your community to receive prosperity from your community. Have a one-on-one sit down with them. This is absolutely perfect. Why aren't you going on coffee dates? Coffee costs $2. Right now, gas stations have a little bench outside. If it's too expensive, say, hey, or let's go to McDonald's and sit there and grab a coffee. A lot of people that Raza works with, they meet at McDonald's for a coffee. You don't have to go to fancy coffee shops. And say, hey, listen, okay, no transportation, no problem. Make a phone date.
I like McDonald's coffee.
Yeah, you do. Make a phone date. Say, hey, let's get on the phone or Zoom. I want to see your face. Zoom is free for 45 minutes if you don't have the paid version. Let's have a 30-minute conversation. Talk about your business. I'll talk about mine. It's so important that we know what we do and how we can help each other. Yes. Starbucks was built on that, even if you don't purchase from them. Absolutely.
Yep.
You can just go sit outside. We have plenty of insurance meetings with agents outside in Starbucks. Google Meet is free. There you go.
Yep.
There's so many ways. See, you guys are coming up with solutions yourself. There's so many ways to touch people. Next thing that causes us to fail is a lack of clarity on what to do. And someone had said that, lack of making a daily plan. If you don't have a plan for your year, how will you work backwards to your month? If you don't have a monthly plan, how will you work backwards to your weeks? If you don't have a weekly plan, how will you work backwards for a daily assignment? You cannot. You must plan. It could be crazy. Like I will have 100 agents. There is no lack of dreaming. You can dream as big as you want. Nobody is stopping you. No one controls your dreams. That is completely in your control. You might have a boss at work, but you have no boss in your dreams. Write down your biggest dream. Write it down. It can happen for you. Haven't you watched The Pursuit of Happiness? Haven't you watched some inspirational movies of some people that came out of poverty and made it into millions? I watch that all the time because I need to pull inspiration from others when I'm feeling a little less inspired and broken. My TikTok is full of that. I follow thought leaders. I follow business owners who have made success out of nothing. They were homeless and they became something. I don't get inspired by someone who had multi-millions of dollars and they started a business and they became something. I don't care for that. That's not my story. I don't resonate with that. I resonate with people who started from scratch because that's where I'm at. And that's where all of you are at. We are on the cusp of being successful. So find relatable content, how to get over that cusp and become successful. So if you don't have your 1-year plan, I'm not even going to give you a 5-year plan. Today's homework, make your 1-year plan. It's okay to be grand. Then, yes, Steve Harvey is one of my favorite stories. 1 month, every month, even for the remainder of the year, or if you want to do a 1-year plan, work backwards. By November, I will have gone to Texas Takeover as a senior manager or executive director. I have to have 4 agents that are writing. I'm going to help them find clients. I'm going to talk to them every day. If I have to talk to them 2 hours a day, I will talk to them, get clients into them, and make them successful. Hitting my promotion, I will make $20,000 before I get there. I will make $10,000 before I get there. You can do it. I promise you. I promise you, you are capable. You are experienced. And then work down to your weekly goal. By week 1, I have to have talked to four people to bring onto my team. By week 2, add that same thing, 4 people. One of them is going to become your client or an agent. Keep talking to people. You have to talk to people or your business doesn't grow. It's completely related. You cannot hate people in this business. You have to love people. That's how you find clarity, is writing things down. If you are not someone that makes a list, you should make a list at night when you're calm and you're settled and you're beginning to figure out what's left over, what hasn't been done. The best people who are successful the next day always make a list at night of what needs to be done, a to-do list. Having a to-do list gives you direction. It keeps you on target. And when you check it off, it gives you a sense of accomplishment. And that is very important. When you have no one telling you and giving you a gold star and a blue ribbon, that you have a sense of accomplishment. A to-do list gives you that when you do a highlighter across it, a pen mark across it, or a check mark on it. To-do list. Please, guys, utilize that. Utilize the to-do list that I'm talking to 10 people tomorrow. I'm going to do A, B, and C, and D. For at least 5 tasks. And I'm not telling you to say I'm going to dust my TV area. I'm going to vacuum under the sofas. No, not those tasks. I'm talking about real tasks, business-related tasks.
So one of the things that happens when people get into trying to plan for work or business, you get busy doing detailed stuff, fixing your table, making sure everything is aligned correctly. And then you find things that keep you busy and make you feel like you're working. And you're avoiding what's the main thing that makes you money. There's only one thing that makes you money. What is that?
Talking to people.
Bingo.
Making
the only
connection.
way you can make money is you speak to somebody, because no AI robot is going to write a check on the other side. There has to be another human being. So how does a human being write a check or buy something from you is if you create value for them and you're giving them something of worthwhile, you are giving them value. We have the biggest and the highest value proposition. For $100 a month, you're giving somebody $100,000. Think about it. For $100 a month, you're giving somebody $100,000 coverage when they die, or $500,000 for $400, right? So think about the value you have that you're providing somebody's family. So it is huge. So feel pride in that, right? So when you think of talking to somebody, calling somebody, feel what value you're giving somebody. Hey, for $1, I'm going to give you 100 bags of gold. Who will say no to that? Right? So understand the value you have and feel pride in that.
Yes. So some good comments going on. Yes, keep a planner to-do list helps me a lot. I am the list queen. We love list queens and kings. Being busy does not equal productivity. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes. There is a good busy and a bad busy. You have to define that. You have to know what that is. I could sit there. I have OCD. I can clean my house for hours. But I have to choose not to, and I have to choose to avoid my illness and just work. It's very hard. I work from home and I'm always looking at it like, why is this place always so messy? And I clean all the time. But I can't get stuck in this task because it doesn't make me money. It makes my soul happy, sure. But my soul can only be so happy if there's no money to pay for the rent, right? So I have to do money making activities. I have to. And so do you. Zena says that that's a problem she has. She has to cut off that urge of being busy. Sometimes we feel good, right? We're like, oh, I'm just not being good at my business. Let me go do something else. Let me go do my taxes. Let me go organize my receipts. Let me fix the pantry, right? And then you're like, this looks good. And now I suddenly feel like I accomplished something because my pantry looks organized or my receipts are put away in the corner. Or I packed the whole family's lunch and I did meal planning for the week. You feel good because you accomplished these tasks, but these tasks are good for your family, good for your headspace, good for your mental and spiritual health maybe, but they're not good for money.
And your OCD, people's OCDs.
Yes. Lena also said, then you feel like you accomplished something, but you accomplished nothing, and that was income producing. Yes. Prioritize your list. Tough and money makers first. That's right. So that list is very powerful. It's very, very powerful. When I make a list, I am so effective. And when I don't, I'm lost. I am so lost. I forgot what needs to be done. I forgot what bill needs to be paid. So, and I'm a very highly organized person. In my mind, I'm very highly organized. But if I can't operate without a good list, I don't know how an unorganized person can function. So next thing is distractions. And we all have this problem. There's nobody, even if you're a single person alone, you have distractions. It could be TV, it could be social media, it could be phone. You could have downloaded a game and you started playing it. I did that. I downloaded a game on a flight because it was a 4-hour flight. And I was like, okay, I'll just play this game while I'm on the flight. And then I got addicted. And I was like, what? I've become my mom. I sit there and play games all day on my phone. And then I had to delete the game because I knew I was becoming addicted. And I'm sure something of this nature has happened to all of us where you start binge watching a show and you can't put it down. And now it's consumed your life and you feel like you have to finish that show because you can't function in life. You're not going to make it. How many of you have that problem?
Oh, totally. Absolutely. But video games are my bane, the bane of my existence as well.
Oh, look at that big truth. That's hard to admit, right? That I'm distracted because I want to have fun. I want to watch a TV show.
For sure.
Social media is one of the biggest distractions. Anybody else? Feel free to come off of mute and tell us what other things could be distracting and you don't think, people don't think of it as a distraction.
Oh gosh, that's a hard one. I mean, for me, I'm listening to all of the comments that are being made, and there are a lot of distractions that are out there. I mean, just many things. You just planning is mainly the thing, you know, and sticking to your plan, sticking to your schedule. That's if you don't stick to your schedule, that's been said already. That's going to be a distraction.
Absolutely. And I'll
Family,
give you some, go ahead.
yeah, family is a distraction. Friends are a distraction. You know, just many things.
Yes, friends, family is my number one distraction. I'm always trying to feed my kids, always. I feel like that's my reason for existence. So my problem is I will start cooking and then 2, 3 hours are gone. I'm like, what? They just ate it and then they're just gonna go to the restroom and they're just gonna, that was it. I spent 3 hours for 20 minutes of them eating and enjoying, and that was it. I wasted my time and I hate feeling that way, but it's true, right? We have distractions. I don't have friends, so I don't have a lot of friend distraction. It's lucky for some of you that do have friends and are distracted by that. But here's some numbers. 68% of people who use social media and the internet say they are distracted. And 39% of them say that it costs them an hour a day for sure. 82% of Gen Zers, which are kids, teenagers, they say they are distracted from schoolwork because of social media. And then they say in the car, 70% of drivers use social media while driving. That's scary, actually, guys, right? We're so distracted, even while driving. We are a distracted community of people that are just out there with this vehicle that can kill people, and we're distracted by our phone and we're driving. And we've all done this. I know I have too. I'm thinking, I'm at a red light. It's okay. So, sorry, go ahead. Oh, here's another one. 46% of people are distracted by political posts. This became a problem in my household. And then we stopped watching TV because we got consumed in politics. And I know this happens because, America is created by that. They push economy. They divide people, bring people together. It's all politics internally. But we get consumed in TV politics. We get consumed in nominating two people that we don't make any money off of. But we get so consumed, we're like, that guy has to be president. Oh, no, he doesn't. Just get busy with your business.
Yeah. Think of running for your presidency yourself.
Yeah, do your civic duty. I'm not saying don't vote or anything. Go do your civic duty. But girl, you don't have time. You got to make money. Worry about your family and you first. Stop worrying about who needs to be president all the time. It doesn't help you right now.
We took away the TV. We took away the TV from our living room, and there were no TVs in the house except for a library in the main area and the other area. So there was nobody sat down and watched TV all day or anytime.
Yeah, you have to do sometimes you have to do crazy things like that to just be like, I was not functioning very well. And it's hard to say that. It's so hard to self-reflect and say, I became a slave to my TV. So stop that. Distractions are everywhere. TV, politics, family, social media. There are so many more distractions, cleaning, random things. Next thing is not taking action. We get lazy. How many of you are lazy? I'm lazy sometimes.
I'm king of lazy.
No.
You are not lazy.
I want to be. The difference.
Yeah.
I want to chill out on the beach, play my guitar,
Oh, well.
That's entertainment, not laziness.
Yeah, he's lazy when it comes to household chores, but I let him go because he's working. But lazy
For a man, that's normal.
Oh,
When I get distracted, or kind of feeling down, that I've put so much effort in it, and I start to get discouraged, I try to look for like some videos from Jim Rohn or someone of that nature about leadership, and it helps me fill in some spaces and give me some new ideas about maybe changing what I do, because sometimes if you keep doing the same thing repetitively and you're still not getting the results that you need to change up. And sometimes that gives me ideas of how I can change my plan, and then that will change the results. And so those things are the only
that's
thing
great.
of inspiration that I kind of like stem toward when I feel as though things are just not working out.
That's great. And, YouTube is literally $1 billion company for self-help motivated individuals like yourself. This is why YouTube was built. I learned how to build websites from YouTube, and I am not tech savvy.
Yep.
I can probably make robots because of YouTube. You can do anything. Information is at our fingertips. If you want to be the best insurance guy in the world, the best insurance gal, you have the most knowledge, go for it. YouTube has everything, every single thing you need. So yes, that's a great way to distract yourself, is becoming educated. Love that. So next thing that's a problem is, and somebody had said this also, is that we become negative and we get into a funk. Yes, this happens to all of us. Something is not working out, your body naturally reacts and it goes into a negative mindset. And then you get stuck into a funk. You might have 3 days where you're lost. You don't know how to redo what you were doing. You don't know how to build that momentum up. That has happened to every single one of you. Do not feel like you're the only one that has lost momentum in your business. Do not feel bad. If you stay in it, that's the problem. This is why we have Saturday calls. This is why there's a mindset training call. This is why there's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram with motivational speakers all over the place if you go find them, right? If you have your For You page set up to where motivational things come to you, that's all you're going to see. If you have it set up to where people are crying and sharing their cancer stories, it's going to find you and that's all you're going to see, and you're going to be negative. Don't do that to yourself. Go into your Facebook, social media, and all that. Intentionally look for good things. Intentionally look for positive things. Intentionally look for business professionals you need to follow. So you are creating an environment of positivity. You are creating an environment that pulls you out of negative places. If you watch certain videos, they will affect you. If you are watching videos about sick kids with cancer every single day, every hour, and you're crying with these people on the internet, you are setting up that culture around you. You are setting up that environment around you. Do not do that. If you're watching cute babies laughing all day, every day, and it makes you happy, okay, maybe do a little bit of that. But create your environment. You are the master of your environment. Set your social media up to where you are pulling inspiration from people. Set your life up to where you're talking to inspiring people. Talk to your teammates. Again, it goes back to collaborating. Talk to your teammates. Call a person up. Don't be scared. If you see someone that's doing really well on the messenger, we post successes so you can go call them and say, hey, what are you doing? We're trying to build them up as leaders. The ones that are having successes and they're selling and they're making some clients happy, 7,000 here, 700 here, 400 there. Go call them up. Say, what are you doing?
Especially if you're an upline, you should pick up the phone and call your team member and congratulate them.
See, that this is, even if they're not your upline, it's collaboration. When you get on stage and no one is clapping for you, what's the point of being on stage?
Yep.
You have to have people who appreciate what you have done, who support you. Support is very important to people. So to get out of negativity and being in a funk, use people, use an environment that is controlled by you. Your environment is in your control. Your mindset may not be. Remember that, guys. Maybe write it down. Your environment is in your control. Your mindset may not be. So create an environment that is positive, is influential, has a lot of movement, a lot of momentum, is geared towards your business, it's geared towards the mindset you want to have, it's geared towards the personality you want to be, is geared towards the influence you want to make, right? So design your environment. It will design your life. That's why people pay thousands of dollars for coaches. This is free. Imposter syndrome is the last one I wrote down. That's a huge one. And somebody had mentioned that. They're not sharing their business. Maybe they don't feel 100% about sharing it because they're not super knowledgeable. They don't have a PhD in insurance. Guys, there's no PhD in insurance. It only requires a license. And you already have it. You already have it. In the eyes of the law, you are an insurance agent. That's all it takes. Now, it's up to you how you feed your mind, again, how you design your environment, become more knowledgeable, practice, practice, practice. If you are just learning and not practicing, you are stuck. You are in a funk. You are an imposter because you feel like you're not confident enough to go talk to people. You will never have changed that. You must get out of that. Talk to people. If a doctor went to med school and suddenly knew that he could do a surgery, I would not trust them, would you? And they didn't do any practical work. They never cut anyone. They never looked inside a body. They just knew books-wise that these are the organs. And if you make a incision, you can go in this organ and access it and make a cut and take off a certain part. And now you're all healed and you close the incision by doing these type of stitches, a cross stitch or whatever. I'm not a doctor, but you get the point. They're not equipped yet because they have not done the practice of it. They have not done the practicality of actually doing it. If you are not getting clients on the phone, you are not ready. You are not an agent yet. You don't know how to sell life insurance. You're an agent by law, but you have not practiced it. So go out there, guys, if you're stuck.
My niece is becoming a doctor, and you know, when you become a doctor, you're required to practice before you become a full-time doctor, really. So their
Exactly.
first
And
years of their first training, when they get an assignment to a hospital, they have to 3-4 years of being that doctor that's training and gaining that actual experience. Because book learning doesn't do that.
And guess
there you
what?
go.
And guess
So we
what the
need to do that.
business is called when they become a doctor? It's called a doctor's practice. They are
Yes.
practicing all their life.
That's right. They become a practicing doctor. And they continue to.
They
So that's what
continue
we
to,
need to do.
because it
We need to do
changes, right? Things
Mhm.
change.
And you know how long doctors, so first you have to get a bachelor's degree, then you have to go and do 2 years of more just book reading, okay? In a specific medical college. So you become an expert in reading and taking notes and taking tests. Then, I'm sorry, there's a test to get into med school before you can get into med school to make sure you qualify. Then you do 2 years of med school, just studying bookwork. After that, you have 2 years minimum. That's just a minimum if you don't have a specialty. You go into residency phase where
Right.
you work 100 hours a week with bare minimum pay, like 30K, 40K. And 100 hours, you're barely getting sleep. And you're just working, experiencing people, working in different departments, getting all the exposure you can, making all the cuts, doing all the dirty work, doing things that you don't want to do, that you hate doing. Doctors don't love doing everything when it comes to medicine. I promise you, not everyone wants to work with someone's bowel, or not everyone wants to deliver babies. Not everyone wants to do narrow, surgery. There's so many departments, but you are forced to have exposure to many departments. We talk to 2 clients and we're done.
Yep. Oops, they said no.
That's not enough.
I
That is
don't know how
not
to find
enough.
people. I don't know where to find clients or recruits. I talked to 2 people and they said no, and they're done.
Yes. Skills are a repetition of activities. Keep doing it, keep learning, keep improving until you become skilled. You are not there yet. You still have to practice to become a skilled insurance agent where you're making them well beyond 6 figures. It's very possible. You can. Just be good at what you do and keep trying. People will see that. People will feel it. How to get rid of imposter syndrome? Practice. Talk to people. Love people. People equal money. If you don't talk to people, you're not making money. So our notes from today is you have to make a plan. You have to collaborate with others. Feel okay with messaging other people. What's the worst they're going to do? Hey, bro, please stop messaging me. I don't want to talk to you. Okay, no worries. I'll find another person. Accept to change, commit to positivity. You got to be okay with changing who you are, because who you are is not getting you 6 figures, maybe. Who you are is not getting you in front of people, maybe. Who you are is not making you successful the way you want to be. Who you are is not making you affect people positively. Who you are has not been able to change your family's lifestyle. Who you are has not been able to change your bank balance. It has to change. You have to change. You have to commit to the change, and you have to commit to being positive. Make sure client experience is excellent. Commit to that. I went to a conference for top annuity sales. These are people who are doing $30 million in annuities. 30 million is outrageous, but this is what they do a year.
Alone, single person.
Alone. And we sat there and we listened to every single one of these people who are doing this kind of number and just annuity sales. And what did they say? What was the pattern in all of their conversations? And I'll tell you, it's very, very simple. They are committed to their client experience. They send birthday cards. They'll send a pie on Thanksgiving. They call them and check up on them annually for sure to make sure they're happy, they're okay. They have it in their calendar. Literally, they have shown that they have it in their calendar that they must call this person once a year. They will send a birthday card. They will send a Thanksgiving pie. They send a Valentine's Day card. They say Happy New Year to them. They'll call them up and they'll have a list of people. Their client experience was phenomenal. And literally, Raza and I learned we have a break. We said, Raza, or he said, Imrana, we're not doing this. This is how people are making 30 million. If that could be the difference in your business, oh my God, that's going to be the difference in our business. We will work on client experience to where we're bold enough to say, hey, can I get a couple referrals? Can I get their phone number, their name, and can you message them really quickly that I'm going to be calling them and I'm your financial expert. I'm your retirement expert. We don't feel bold enough because we don't feel like we're giving them that kind of service yet. That was mind-blowing to me, and I hope it is to you. It changed my perspective because I sat at a 2-day conference, and the redundant thing that we learned was client experience has to be fabulous, 5 stars. If all else fails, your client needs to feel like he is $1 million client for you, and him leaving you will cause you great pain. Right, Raza?
Oh, it was mind-blowing. 30 million in annuities was one. Their assets under management was close to 100 million a year. And these guys have not been in business more than 5 years. Starting from zero, getting a license and doing exactly what you're doing. But it's the mindset. What makes somebody, turn in, do business, and somebody fail is purely what Imran is talking about today. And the consistency between a successful person is they have zero negativity. They don't always question what's wrong, what's wrong with this, why is this not working. They come up with solutions, and they know that everybody knows there's a problem with everything, but you got to find what can I do better. So when you come to your team members, your leaders, your coaches, come up with a solution to the problem that you think you have. Say, hey, I think this is a problem, but I came up with a solution. And that's how you will look at everything and improve everything. So then you're going to get ideas on how to really achieve the next level.
Yes, you have to build the brand that cares about the people, because people equal money. That's the last point. You have to build the brand. Design your brand. Again, design your environment. You are in charge. You are the artist. You are the illustrator. You are the writer. Stop allowing other people to write your story. Stop allowing other people to illustrate your story, and do it yourself. You are a person. If you believe in God, God made you. He didn't make you to have a person that owns you. He made you the owner of yourself. He made you the one that was supposed to design their own life, or whatever you believe in, destiny or no destiny. It doesn't matter. You are the creator of your lifestyle. You have to write your story. You choose the narrative, and you have to design the pictures in it. If your picture looks like a shed, that's unfortunate. Why would you put yourself in that? If your picture looks like a nice house that feels homey, that has a nice car parked outside, with happy kids visiting you, with you being able to take a vacation, with a vegetable garden outside or a flower garden where you could sit outside and enjoy the breeze, and you're healthy and you're smiling and you have time to do things that you want to do, how great of a life can that be? You have to design that, though. It doesn't just happen. It never just happens. But what the life you have right now is designed by others. 100%. If you're working, then you come home, then you put backpacks away, or you're cooking, and there's a routine, and then you watch TV for 2 hours, and then you go to sleep, and then again, next day, you're waking up and doing the same thing every day. It's on repeat. Nothing will change because you haven't designed it yet. Zena.
I think a lot of people are intimidated by the thought alone that the design is in their hands completely. Because if you mentioned it earlier, Imrana, we come from a structured environment where school tells us what to do. And after we graduate, we go to an employer and they tell us what to do. And then we make money because we did what we were told to do. But now when we step into entrepreneurship, we have to take on the responsibility of telling ourselves what to do. And then the money comes that way. When we design, the day, when we structure our actions, when we organize ourselves to, have the client outreach, to have the lead generation, to market, like all of that's on us. And so for some people, it's liberating that they have that amount of control. And for others, it's a really hard adjustment. Because they're so used to being told what to do in order to achieve something.
I agree with you. And I guarantee you the person that finds it liberating is also overwhelmed and scared. Guarantee you. I absolutely 100% guarantee you that person that looks like they have it all figured out and put together are scared out of their mind.
But they do it anyway.
They do it anyway because you feel like, I still have to. The only difference they have is they know how to just keep going. Even if nothing is working out, they've had 3-4 months of failures and nothing is working out. And then one client comes, and that's all it took for them to reignite and then move on for the next 3 months. That's how business is. It's so risky, so scary. It's not for the faint-hearted. You can admit that it's not for the people who love routine, because there's no routine here. There's no predictability here. There's no paycheck here unless you go work for that paycheck. It's for the hunter in us. It's for the farmer in us. It's for that person that's a leader, You are all leaders. You didn't come here by just because you ended up here. Somebody fooled you into it. No. You came here because it touched a need inside you, whether it was to help people make their lives better, whether it was to become financially free, whether it was to own your own time, to be your own boss, or whether you just felt the calling. It could be any reason. But again, designing is absolutely important. And yes, it is overwhelming. That's why collaboration is key. There's a solution everywhere. You see that? It all goes back to one thing: people and collaboration. With collaborating with people as clients, you make money. With collaborating with people as agents, as friends, as networkers, as business owners, you become a better business owner. It always comes back to these two people. And when people ask me at the conferences, oh, I'm failing at my business, and they're crying to me. They're literally crying. And they say, how can I fix it? I said, go recruit 2 people and become a mommy. Go teach them. They're like, what? And they look at me really funny. But I learned this from Raza. I'm just repeating what I learned, right? And I was like, yeah, go do that. You'll be fine. And then they get on a call with me a month later and they're like, oh my God, I recruited 2 people and now I'm okay. I'm driven. I'm excited. I want to help them and I want to make them, powerful business owners. Do whatever works for you, but it always comes down to 2 solutions: collaboration and people. You should write that down. If you are uninspired, you lack drive, you're scared, you're overwhelmed, you're lost, you got to talk to more people. That is your solution all the time. Okay, that's it. Does anyone have anything to say to, give us some advice, some thoughts? Again, all of you are business owners. All of you have varied experiences. You all bring value.
Man, when is your next motivational conference, Imran? I'm going to sign up for that.
Absolutely.
That was awesome.
You did great, Arana.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great.
It's only great if it works for you guys. It's nothing if it doesn't.
Well, it works for me because this is the first time I've ever experienced actually having other people in the same field that actually feel like a family. That we can connect to anybody that we need to, no matter what the issue is that we're having. And with that support, it makes us go great distances in the long run. So thank you.
Love that. Thank you so much for saying that. That's beautiful.
Zena has her hand up.
Yeah, I just want to say, Raza and Imrana are the most genuine people that I have found to work with in this industry. And to be a part of this team where openness and accountability and having a safe place to land with your fears and your concerns, it's a wonderful feeling, but they also still give you the push. It's like, yeah, land here softly with your fears, and now we push you on to move past them. And we give you a constructive way to do it, with everybody else chiming in about what their concerns are. We don't get stuck here, and that's the biggest thing. So when Imrana said, go be a mommy, and Raza tells me the same, go, nurture other people, because then that removes the concern and the focal point off of yourself, and you put that onto somebody else because you want to see them succeed. And then in that way, you're succeeding as well, because now you're striving towards something of a greater good together. So I really just wanted to say that.
I couldn't say what you said. That's exactly what it does.
It's just the truth. That's how I feel. And it's just a reflection of everything that you've poured into, us individually, and that you've poured into the team as a whole. You all sacrifice a lot. And I know that we don't see all of the inner workings that go behind, managing and organizing a team as large as this and as successful as we are. So it makes me, even more driven to add to that success. So I want to thank you.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you. I feel overwhelmed daily, about 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, because I think David knows this. We're working on something for the team, and it's a huge project, and it's so daunting and scary and so techy, but we have to do it. And he's sitting there learning, Raza's sitting there learning, I am learning, and it's terrifying. So be scared, guys. It's good to be scared because it means growth.
Yeah.
Thank you for leading by example.
No, I
No,
appreciate you.
it's you guys, and just so that you guys know that as a team, our team Wealth Makers, or our engine that we are building, is successful, even though you might feel that you are maybe behind. But I want you to anytime you feel like that, I want you to go to the scoreboard, and I want you to pull up just to kind of get a gauge. Guess what, guys? We are, as a team, number 2 in the entire company out of 6,000 people, right? You guys have turned in over $169,000 in production. As a whole, overall, guess what, guys? We are number 1 in the entire company out of 6,000 people. You guys have helped 514 families, protect 514 families. We are $1 million agency at the moment to date, and every single $1 million you see there, guys, it's going in one of you guys' pocket, because when you are the ones who are writing this business, I'm not in the field writing business anymore. So that means this $1 million reflects you guys, every single one of you, whoever is writing business and helping families. If you are not, this number would be 2 million. So get to work and really get out there. Focus on not this part, focus on this part. How many people do you know that have no coverage? How many people do you know that have children that have no coverage? How many people do you know that tomorrow they die, you will be sent a GoFundMe account to fund their funeral, right? Think of those things. Think of how you can find, what if we shoot for helping 1,000 families by the end of the year? Simply double our numbers. If every one of you goes help one family, we will double our numbers, right? And then the money is, yes, the byproduct of helping people. Simple as that, okay? So you are in the number 1 team, number 1 agency in the entire Experia Financial Group, right? So be proud of that and know that your fellow Wealth Maker team members have done this. If they can do it, you can do it too. There's no difference between one man or one woman and another man and another woman, right? Everybody has this exact same 2 ears, 1 mouth, 2 eyes. So guys, have an amazing weekend. Keep it safe. Anybody who's coming out today at 3 p.m. to meet us in Las Colinas, it'll be awesome. We're going to meet up. And I wish every one of you are in Dallas so we can powwow, meet up all the time. But Texas Takeover is coming up, guys, which is a conference that we arrange. It has a capacity of maximum 200. And Dejanira was there for the first time last time. How was your experience there, Dejanira?
It was hello everyone. First of all, and Rana, amazing.
Thank you.
My experience there was actually amazing. I had just joined the company, and the people that I spoke with on the Zoom, their personalities and so welcoming and kind were exactly how everyone was when I met you in person. It was no different or no nothing. It was just, it felt like we've known each other for a long time. So it was empowering. You learned a lot education-wise. I encourage everyone to go. I think that we should all go, even tell your agents and even people that are wondering if this is the right industry or not, also go. It's like a power of the minds. I think that, you'll learn from Raza and everyone that he's bringing on, and even from your associates, your team, how to do things, what their experiences was. So there is no fail. There's no negativity or no fail. The only negativity is if you don't show up.
Exactly.
So show up. Up. Absolutely. Show up. Be present. I plan to go.
Definitely.
I'm going, and I told my whole team to go, and most of my team is Spanish, so we're gonna figure it out. But they going.
Hey, let's get the Spanish team so big that we have to make a Spanish Texas Takeover only. we
No, we're
would
gonna make it bilingual. We have to make it bilingual because we have to feel it. We have to feel the energy.
You're
We
right.
need to English and Spanish. I tell them, I always try to encourage my Spanish speaking agents. Don't be afraid of what you see in English. What you should do is little by little learn the wording,
learn.
the
Right.
contracting and everything, so that they're not scared of it. And little by little, they're like, you know what? I want to learn how to do the presentation. So I'm in training in the background some of my agents so that they can also do the presentation on Mondays.
Beautiful.
So yeah, just a little share.
Beautiful. Imrana?
Thank you so much, everyone. We hope that today was the day your business changes, as every Saturday we hope that. Talk to you guys soon, and let's go crazy. Let's hit that goal of doubling our business. And remember, collaboration and people is what you should be working on if you're in any of those weird funks that we talked about, any of those negative spaces. Collaboration and people. Let's do it. Bye, everyone.
Awesome.
Bye. Thank
Thank
you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye. Bye.